All right, if you're gearing up for that SIE exam, you know the term equity securities has probably been bouncing around your head for hours. But honestly, let's just cut through all that dense textbook language. We're going to get right to the heart of the two big players, common stock and preferred stock. Let's do this. I mean, we throw around the phrase stock ownership all the time, right? But what does it actually mean to own a piece of a company? Is it about getting to vote on big decisions, or is it just about getting a slice of the profits? That's the core question we're really digging into here. So, here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll cover what equity even is. Then we'll jump into common stock, then preferred. After that, we'll put them head to head, talk about the risks you got to know, and finish up with the most important takeaways for your exam. Simple as that. Okay, first things first. Let's talk about equity itself, the whole idea of an ownership stake. We need to look past just the flashing ticker on the screen and really get what it is you're buying. So, when you get down to it, an equity security is so much more than a number you see online. It is a real, legitimate ownership interest. It literally means you have a claim on the company's stuff, its assets, and a piece of its future profits. You're basically becoming a part owner. It's that straightforward. All right, let's bring in our first major player, common stock. When most people say they own stock, this is usually what they're talking about. It's really the most fundamental, the most, common way to own a piece of a company. Now, being a common stockholder isn't just a passive thing. You get this whole package of rights, and it's pretty powerful. You actually get voting rights, so you can have a say in where the company is headed. Plus, you get the chance to earn dividends, though that's not a guarantee. And, this is the big one, the potential for that stock to be worth a lot more down the road. So it's a mix of having some control and the potential for a big payoff. But, and this is a huge but, with that potential for a big reward comes some serious risk. Here's the deal. If the company goes belly up, if it goes bankrupt, common stockholders are dead last in line to get any money back. I mean, everyone else gets paid first. The banks, the bondholders, even the preferred stockholders. For your exam, burn this into your brain. Common stock is at the very back of the line. Okay, on to player number 2, preferred stock. The easiest way to think about this one is like a hybrid. It's got some features that make it look like a stock, but it's also got features that make it act kind of like a bond. This mix makes it a really interesting and unique animal in the financial world. So let me show you how this hybrid thing works. On one hand, it's like a stock, because yes, it represents ownership in the company, but on the other hand, it's like a bond, because it's set up to pay a fixed dividend, like a regular, predictable payment. And here's the kicker. Preferred shareholders get paid their dividends before the common shareholders get anything, not a single cent. All right, now for the main event. Let's put these two right next to each other and really nail down the differences. This is the stuff that pops up on the SIE exam all the time, so you're going to want to lean in for this part. So as we're going through this, you might be asking yourself, okay, so which one's better? And the thing is, there's no simple answer. It 100% depends on what you, the investor, are trying to achieve. This table right here, this is basically your cheat sheet. It really all comes down to a series of trade-offs. You want voting rights? That's common stock. Preferred stock? Usually no vote for you. How about dividends? Common stock dividends can change, and you're not guaranteed to get them. Preferred dividends are fixed and they're first in line. And what if the company fails? Well, preferred stockholders get paid back before common stockholders do. See the pattern? So, if we boil it all down, choosing common stock is really a bet on two things. First, having a voice, a vote, in how the company is run. And second, the potential for huge growth. Vote and growth. That's the common stock game. Now, on the flip side, preferred stock is all about getting a steady paycheck and having priority. You're essentially trading away your right to vote for a more reliable dividend payment and a safer spot in line if things go south. Paycheck and priority. Simple. Now, preferred stock can get even more interesting because it can have these special features. You might see cumulative preferred, which just means if the company misses a dividend payment to you, they have to make it up before the common stockholders get anything. Callable means the company can decide to buy the shares back from you. And convertible is really cool. It means you can swap your preferred shares for common shares. Definitely know these terms for the exam. Okay, so we know the players, we know the rules, but we've got to talk about the risks. Because let's be real, no matter if it's common or preferred stock, owning equity is never, ever risk-free. And there are a few big risks that apply to both. First up is market risk. That's when your stock goes down just because the whole market is having a bad day.
Then there's business risk, which is all about the company itself. Maybe they make a bad decision or a product flops. And finally, you have liquidity risk. That's the worry that you might not be able to sell your stock when you want to, at least not without taking a big hit on the price.
You know, the bottom line on all this risk comes down to one key idea. As a stock owner, you're what's called a residual claimant. It sounds fancy, but all it means is you get what's left over, the residue. The company has to pay all its debts first, to lenders, to bondholders, everyone. Whatever is left, that's for you. So yeah, you're taking on more risk, but you're doing it for the shot at a much bigger reward.
All right, let's bring it all home and lock this stuff in. If you remember nothing else, remember these 3 key takeaways. They are absolutely essential for your SIE exam.
Key point number 1, common stock is all about ownership, voting, and the potential for growth. Ownership, voting, growth. Got it?
Key point number 2, preferred stock is all about those fixed dividends and having a higher priority than the common stockholders. Dividends and priority.
And finally, key point number 3. This is the golden rule, folks. No equity security, I don't care if it's common or preferred, ever guarantees that you'll get your money back or that you'll make any income. Ever. That's the risk you take.
So that leaves us with one final question for you. Now that you get the trade-offs, the power of a vote versus the stability of a dividend, the moonshot potential of growth versus the safety of priority, which kind of owner are you? Thinking about that really tells you a lot about what you're looking for as an investor.